Just pause for a moment and imagine the Sahara Desert. But ancient artists in northern Africa once saw a very different Sahara.
Where at times of strong monsoon, the Sahara is wetter, a green Sahara.
The Sahara, one of the largest deserts on the planet, has always been a place of mystery and intrigue. From ancient empires to barren wastelands, this vast expanse has shaped the political and human development of the African continent for thousands of years. But what if we told you that the Sahara was not always a hot, desolate land? Recent research suggests that around 5,000 years ago, parts of the Sahara were home to lush vegetation and thriving human populations. Imagine a time when this desert was a green wetland, with rivers that rivaled the largest in the world. How did this happen? What caused the Sahara to transform into the hot, arid landscape we know today? In this video, we will uncover the truth behind one of the most unbelievable theories yet regarding the Sahara. So prepare to be amazed as we journey back in time to discover the secrets of the Sahara's past. The idea that the Sahara was once a vastly different landscape has been circulating for some time now, and researchers have been on the hunt for clues to its past. They've now uncovered a complex system of canals, irrigation threads, and rivers that hint at a thriving ecosystem in the Sahara that would have been hard to imagine in recent history. The evidence suggests that the irrigation system was so extensive that it could have supported entire forests in the Sahara. This was around 5,000 years ago, during a period when the Sahara was lush and green. Over the last 20,000 years, intense climate changes have shaped the Sahara, and the remnants of a broad river system can be found in the Nile, which also happens to be the lifeline of ancient Egyptian empires. These discoveries shed light on when and how people from Central Africa migrated to the rest of the world, and the reasons behind their movement. It's a tantalizing glimpse into the past, offering insights into how one of the world's largest deserts came to be. The key to unlocking the mystery of the Sahara's rivers lies in the migration routes of early humans towards the Mediterranean Sea. Imagine traversing the Sahara in the scorching heat with no water in sight. It seems like an impossible feat. However, recent studies have found evidence of not one, but 3 rivers that spanned up to 1,000 kilometers through the vast desert. These rivers were not only confirmed through research, but also indicated on old maps. Researchers believe that these rivers originated in the mountains of North Africa and provided a lifeline for early humans who migrated from Central Africa. As a result, around 70,000 years ago, there were swamps and lagoons where today there is only a barren desert. Unfortunately, today the exact location of these rivers has been lost in the sands of time, hidden somewhere within the Sahara's immense dune system. Scientists are currently focusing their research on the Tamanrasset River, which is believed to have left the clearest geological traces that can still be explored today. Previous studies have already established the existence of at least 3 rivers in the Sahara, but the Tamanrasset is particularly significant due to a satellite image that was discovered using modern technology. The image revealed a 320-kilometer-long river in northwest Africa, which would have been the 11th longest river in the world if it still existed today. The route of the river is especially interesting, as it runs through an area that is now only sand and boulders. It would have shaped and changed the landscape during its time. The discovery of this river is also providing important clues in research about the Sahara, such as the information of the unique mountain structures and evidence of gigantic lakes in the middle of the desert that must have been fed by something. Central Africa's ancient history is revealed not just by its rivers, but by its mega lakes that existed for thousands of years and then disappeared within the blink of an eye. The Mega Chad is a striking example of this phenomenon, once the largest lake on Earth, covering an area of 2 million square kilometers 55,000 years ago. It's a testament to the region's lush greenery, where researchers believe the fertile dust from the area played a significant role in creating South America's rainforests. However, climate change caused its first drying up, shrinking to a size of around 350,000 square kilometers, and today it only occupies 355 square kilometers. Human consumption of fresh water has accelerated the lake's shrinking, but it began long before, around 4000 BC, with climate change causing a significant decrease in monsoon occurrences and water discharge into the lake. Within a few hundred years, the largest lake on Earth nearly vanished, leaving a profound impact on the region. Researchers today are primarily focused on how the Sahara quickly transformed into the desert it is today. The region once had various lakes and rivers that gradually dried up within a few hundred years. As a result, a once fertile region gradually turned into a desert and took on the face that you can still see today when you look at the Sahara. It's now believed that there must have been a strong geological change around 5,000 years ago that affected the entire northern hemisphere, particularly the region in Africa. The extinction of the great rivers in what is now the Sahara also marked the end of the age of megalakes on the African continent. This research gives important clues to climate change as it's currently being felt on Earth. Although the main focus is on the human influence on speed, similar changes can already be noticed in southern Europe, where the soil is gradually drying up and deserts are beginning to develop in parts of Europe, while rising sea levels are causing flooding in other parts of the world. The African continent is a dynamic and ever-changing landscape. Despite the notion that the changes have ended, they are still in progress as various ancient maps have been uncovered. These changes have a significant impact on the image of Africa. While some areas are still affected by drought and dried-up lakes, the rivers in the southern parts of the continent are undergoing transformations as well. Additionally, there is a growing number of lakes in the equator region that are slowly drying up. Humans have influenced the development of Africa since the early 16th century, as evidenced by ancient maps compared to modern satellite images. The Nile River, for instance, has undergone significant changes over the past 500 years due to both natural processes and human interventions such as artificial river diversion and reservoirs. This has resulted in economic and political tensions, as many countries rely on rivers as a valuable resource and also to define their borders. Due to the constant change on the African continent, this could lead to further consequences such as poverty or the enlargement of the deserts in the future. It is now believed that the Sahara bloomed 3 times in the last 200,000 years, each time lasting several thousand years. The first phase began approximately 120,000 years ago and lasted approximately 10,000 years. The parched desert appeared anew in a lush green 50 to 45,000 years ago. The wasteland's most recent heyday ended around 3200 BC, when it was still a fertile savanna. Many hunter-gatherers remained and eventually began farming and raising livestock. What few people realize is that the Sahara was once home to one of the greatest lakes in Earth's history. This was the previously described Mega Chad, which used to cover 1.95 million square kilometers. The Caspian Sea, the world's largest lake, has an area of 371,000 square kilometers, while Mega Chad has an area of 360,000 square kilometers with an average depth of 65 meters. It began to dry out 6,000 years ago as a result of local climate changes. So, 4,000 years ago, the massive body of water was separated into 3 relatively smaller lakes, of which only 2 remain now. Of course, the advent of the dry period had an impact on more than just the waters. The savannas, animals, and the majority of human occupants all retreated from the desert's ever-expanding arm. The peoples who lived in the Sahara in the ensuing centuries became increasingly reliant on the oasis economy and trade with other cultures. As we delve deeper into the history of the Sahara, an intriguing question arises. How is it possible that ancient maps show numerous lakes and rivers that are not present on modern maps? Let's explore this topic by examining a little-known map that belonged to King Ludwig II, dating back to 1551. This map displays many watercourses that extend deep into the Sahara, including a great river that runs straight through the desert but is absent from modern maps. The Portuguese cartographer Diogo Homem also drew a similar illustration featuring a mighty river that flows from the east of the Sahara across the desert, almost joining the Nile. How is it that we know so little about these colossal waterways today? Did they suddenly dry up and fade into obscurity? The maps by Gerardus Mercator further suggest that the Sahara looked vastly different a few centuries ago. In addition to the elusive desert river, Mercator's map depicts the Nile branching out and splitting in different directions, a feature that is no longer visible today. The more we explore these ancient maps, the more we uncover the remarkable transformations that have taken place in the Sahara over the past few centuries. The Western Sahara remains a largely unexplored region. but recent discoveries of mysterious stone structures have shown how rewarding it can be to investigate these vast tracts of land. The problem is that political and military conflicts in the area have prevented much exploration. The stone structures have a variety of shapes and are over 600 meters long. Their purpose is unknown, but some may have been tombstones as human bones were found nearby. These finds remind us of how much the Sahara has changed over the centuries, with more animals living there in the past than today. However, the Sahara's face may change again in the future. A few years ago, experts discovered that there's an abundance of groundwater below the desert sand. This has challenged previous beliefs that the accumulations of groundwater in the Sahara were fossil fuels that had not received any new inflow in thousands of years. Instead, around 1.4 cubic kilometers of new water flow into the underground water system every year. While this allows for the existence of flowering oases, the resources have been tapped since the 1960s and more water is withdrawn than can be formed. This means that unless locals can find an alternative source of water, the Sahara will not be able to replenish itself in any meaningful way. However, there is a glimmer of hope that the many lakes that dried up thousands of years ago may one day be revived. While experts believe this is unlikely, stranger things have happened. For now, only time will tell whether or not the Sahara will return to its former glory. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments below.